Hey folks, if that quip got you chuckling, be sure to tap that subscribe button. It's the quickest way to keep the giggles coming to your feed. What's wrong? Because it's too late to stop the darn timer now. Her pal asked. We've all read it so much we numbered the jokes. Someone yells a number and we recall the punchline. Eager to fit in, the newbie jumps up and shouts 23. Crickets. 23. He tries again. Still nothing. At a church, Mike shakes hands with the Pope post-sermon, chatting like old pals. The old man eyes the car. That's one slick ride, kid. Looks fast. Oh, it is, the guy brags. You okay? Need an ambulance? The old man wheezes. Just unhook my suspenders from your side mirror. Fancy inside, too, the old man adds, leaning back. As Mike returns, the guy admits, I doubted you, but a stranger just asked me. Who's that guy with Mike? As he sits down, someone leaps up and shouts, 47. The whole room bursts into laughter. Something blows past. Could it be the old man's moped? Then it streaks by again from the front. Sure enough, it's the old man. Suddenly, bam, the moped slams into the Lamborghini's rear. The guy stops, runs back, and finds the old man and his moped wrecked. Why didn't it land? Hundreds of feet up. I'd love to meet some big shots before I kick the bucket. Another man overheard and said, Hey, I'm Mike, and I know every living soul on earth. No way, the guy scoffed. Prove it. Let's visit Jane Hall. The only way in? A rickety basket hoisted by monks pulling ropes with all their might. The ride up that steep drop was pure terror. One visitor, halfway up, noticed the rope looked worn and frayed. Shaking, he asked the monk in the basket, How often do you replace this rope? The monk paused, then said flatly, When it snaps. The veteran shrugs. Some folks can tell M, some can't. And she lights up when she sees Mike chatting about their kindergarten days. Could be a fluke, the guy says. Let's see the president. They jet to the White House, where the president spots Mike and reminisces about their band days. One more test, the guy says. The Pope. A few minutes later, another guy yells, 82, again, the place roars. This happens a few more times. Curious, the newbie nudges the veteran next to him. What's the deal? I tried to get private coverage for my husband, but the fine print says no payouts if he dies from an explosion or explosion-related injuries, she sighed. Stick around for the final one, it's a real gem just for you. A soldier's wife came back from the insurance office looking downright glum. So why the long face? Her friend pressed. It's a new inmate's first day in the prison cafeteria. The old-timer explains the prison library's got just one joke book. Embarrassed, he sits down and whispers, There's a tale about a monastery perched atop a cliff. A guy was muttering to himself. They head to Jane Hall's office. Off to Rome they go. A guy is cruising in his shiny new Lamborghini and pulls up next to an old man. On a moped at a light, the light turns green, and the guy floors it, hitting 110 on the highway. But a dot appears in his rear view, closing in fast. Old-timer, that moped's unreal. Fed up with his parents nagging, a lazy young guy went fishing to bring home some dinner. Yawning by the water, he looked half asleep. An old man nearby jabbed him. Wish they'd just swim into my net. The old man chuckled. Not happening. But here's a plan. Marry a girl, get her pregnant and pass the fishing to your kid. Then you're free. Kid. Why work so hard? Go nap at home. Is the water shallow enough for my horses and cargo to cross? Sure. The old man replies softly. Swear it. George said. I untied her, took her home, and we made love under the stars 17 times, I counted. Best night of your life, George nodded. Only hitch? You're both too young to outdo me. He flashed out, returning in 15 seconds, face drenched in blood. That tree at the village entrance, he said. I didn't see it. I couldn't find her head. A family crossed a bit to the right not long ago. He zipped out the window as a bat, heading to a village. 2 minutes later, he returned, blood dripping from his face. That village by the woods, he said. I drained a whole family and was back before they knew it. He'd mastered cooking fries by instinct. He flew to the village, returning in 1 minute, blood-soaked. I took out 5 families before they could blink. eyeing their color shift from white to golden, no timer needed, sipping drinks and rocking gently. One asked, "How's your weekend been, George?" "Incredible," George replied. "I was strolling by a railroad crossing when I saw a girl tied to the tracks, like in some old flick. Customers loved his crispy fries, flocking to this location just for them." But today, a new Happy Meal toy, a talking electric Pikachu, caught his eye. As a Pokémon fan, he grabbed it, pulling its lightning bolt tail. "Pikachu," it chirped. Thrilled, he pulled again. "Pika, Pika." He kept going, counting 15 unique sounds. "Now," the guy said, "I gotta catch fish." "But it's tough." The guy perked up, yawning. "Smart. Know any pregnant girls?" An old man's fishing by a creek when a wagon driver hollers. The driver steers his horses into the stream, but they're quickly swallowed by deep water. Clinging to the bank, he escapes as his horses drown. His supervisor held a basket of charred fries. "No one's perfect," she said. "Experience doesn't excuse arrogance. You ignored a basic rule of our craft. You know what it is, don't you?" The cook, ashamed, stayed silent. "Tell me," she pressed. The kitchen froze as everyone waited. He mumbled, "Time fries. When you're having fun." Furious, he yells, "You said a family crossed." The old man blinks, confused. "They did. A family of ducks with legs way shorter than your horses." At McDonald's, a veteran fry cook was on duty. A tap on his shoulder snapped him out of it. Two old friends sat on a bench outside their nursing home. "No way." His friend gasped. 3 vampires sat in a Transylvanian castle, bragging about their prowess. The youngest slammed the table. "I'm the fastest." "Impressive," the second vampire said. "But I'm faster." The eldest smirked. A mighty kingdom conquered its rich neighbor, only to find the treasure hidden. The captured count knew where it was but wouldn't talk. In the dungeon, his head on the chopping block, they warned, "She's clingy after sleeping downstairs with the cats, so one of us entertains her while the other makes coffee. This morning, my wife woke me, and I stumbled downstairs, half asleep. The puppy was ready with a tongue-wagging welcome, but my wife grumbled." He shrugged. "Then you're toast. What's the harm in imagining?" Johnny nodded. "Fine. I can't swim, and Mom would save me first. You held me up by hogging the bathroom." "How do you get 100 eggs?" Johnny smirked. "You imagined giving me 20, right? So I imagined having 100. What's the harm in imagining? Tell us, or it's off with your head. Didn't know you'd fly down on your broomstick so fast." She giggled all day but didn't admit it till tonight. Sweat dripped, but he stayed silent. The daughter-in-law demanded, "If your mom and I were drowning, who'd you save?" He replied, "I wouldn't jump in. Mom can swim, she'd save you." For 30 years, I was a bank teller, loved my job, never missed a day. Retired last month, and now every time I pass a bank or ATM, I have to withdraw cash. "Johnny, say I gave you 20 eggs. Johnny cut in, "You didn't give me any eggs. I've got stacks of money at home, but I can't stop. What's wrong with me?" The psychiatrist nodded. "Sounds like withdrawal symptoms." The captain signaled and the axe fell. Just then, the count cracked, yelling, "Wait, I'll tell you where it's hid." Too late. His head rolled and the gold stayed lost. Moral: don't hatchet your count before he chickens. We got a new puppy, and my wife and I wake up early to handle her. Without thinking, I mumbled, "A retired banker visited a psychiatrist." A 55-year-old woman ditched her temple visits to learn swimming. Curious, her friends asked, "Why the switch?" She sighed. "Whenever my son and daughter-in-law fight," she asks him, "If your mom and I fell in water, who'd you save?" "I don't want to put him in a bind, so I'm learning to swim." Days later, the couple fought again. She pushed, "No, you have to jump in and pick one." In math class, Johnny's teacher tested his arithmetic. "Pretend I did," the teacher said, annoyed. "If you gave me back 5 eggs, how many would you have left?" Johnny grinned. 100 eggs. The teacher fumed. To shrimp, Justin and Christian swam in the sea, constantly dodging sharks. Justin snapped, "I'm sick of being a prawn. I wish I was a shark, no more worrying about being eaten." a mysterious cod appeared. Whoosh granted. Poof, Justin became a shark. Christian, terrified, swam off, fearing his old friend would eat him. Justin's new shark life grew lonely. His old pals fled from his scary look. Christian, it's me, Justin, your old buddy. Come out. Christian yelled, no way. You're a shark, you'll eat me. Justin shouted, I'm not a shark anymore. I've changed. I found cod, I'm a prawn again. Christian. Bad news. John hung himself in the bathroom and died. David replied, he didn't hang himself. I hung him there to dry. I'd rather swim to the wreck and fix it. The younger scoffed. You'd mess with that old Minecraft all day. The vet shrugged. Beats waiting a fortnight. Realizing his appearance was the problem, he found the cod again and begged to revert. Let's race across. Joe said, no way. Jim replied, you're twice as fast. Joe offered, you can't race with one rowing and one walking. The officer smirked. Roe versus Wade's no longer legal. Jim agreed and off they went, Joe swimming freestyle, Jim rowing. Halfway across, Joe noticed the water was only 2 feet deep. No point swimming, so he walked, knees bent, head above water with Jim rowing beside him. The cod obliged and Justin was a prawn once more. Overjoyed, he swam to Christian's home, banging on the coral gate. Joe and Jim were at a lake. How about you take the canoe and I swim? A DNR officer roared up, lights flashing. Problem, officer? Joe asked. You bet, the officer said. Why not? Jim asked. John and David, patients in a mental hospital, passed the pool one day. John dove into the deep end, sank, and stayed there. David jumped in, pulled him out, and saved him. The director, hearing of David's heroism, decided he was sane enough for discharge. David, the doctor said, good news, you're free because you saved John, proving your mental stability. During World War I, two sailors washed ashore on a deserted island after their old minesweeper sank. The veteran built a camp while the younger salvaged a radio, sending an SOS with their coordinates. Surprisingly, a ship replied, promising to arrive in 2 weeks. The vet sighed. On a business trip, a man called home to check in. A little girl answered. Hi, honey, it's Daddy. Is Mommy near the phone? Put the phone down, run upstairs, knock on the bedroom door, and yell that Daddy's car just pulled into the driveway. No, Daddy, she's upstairs with Uncle Paul. But you don't have an Uncle Paul, he said. Yes, I do, and he's with Mommy now. After a pause, he said. Minutes later, she returned. I did it, Daddy. What happened? He asked. Mommy got scared, jumped out of bed naked, ran around screaming, tripped on the rug, hit her head on the dresser, and now she's not moving. Uncle Paul jumped out naked too and dove into the pool. But he didn't know you drained it last week. He hit the bottom and might be dead. A long pause. Swimming pool? Is this for 186819? A man joined a monastery where the head monk said, you must take a vow of silence, speaking only 2 words every 3 years. After 3 years, the monk asked, your 2 words? Food cold. The man said, 3 more years passed. Your 2 words? Robe dirty. He replied, 3 more. Years went by.